Why won't straight people get married as much anymore? There's an interesting article in the New York Times which said that of all the milestones on the road to adulthood, Americans are increasingly foregoing one of the biggest, which is marriage. 20% of adults older than 25 have never married, up from 9% in 1960, according to Pew Research Center report data. The trend has been consistent for decades. Since the 60s, we have seen each group of young adults less likely to marry and marrying to a lesser degree. This is so interesting to me, Lewis, because what have we seen over the last 10 years? The legalization of same-sex marriage. And if we look at the fact that nationally speaking, more and more gay couples are getting married because of the fact that it was previously illegal to do so in all states, we can attribute the decrease in marriage specifically to straight couples. And this is not at all to actually issue a critique of heterosexuality. This is more just we should remember that those who say that gay people being able to get married is going to cause some kind of a problem for marriage more broadly, it seems that the reasons for straight people not getting married have nothing to do with gay marriage at all. And mostly, Lewis, they're economic reasons.
And I think this is a great thing when you consider that over 50% of marriages end in divorce. Yes, let's not get married. And I think a lot of gay people are going to figure out that marriage
now
isn't all
as they get the right to do it, they may opt not to. But of course, they absolutely should have the same right to do it that any couple does.
Of course, I've been saying for years, they deserve the right to be as miserable as everybody else.
So, of course, the economic reasons that seem to be connected to people choosing not to get married include people graduating from college with huge debts that it could take decades or even longer to pay off. Stagnant wages, or actually, we've seen a reduction in real wages if you consider inflation. If you consider the cost of marriage in conjunction with these debts and lack of income that people are having, it's no surprise at all that young adults would choose not to get married, aside, Lewis, from all of the objections that people could have to the institution of marriage conceptually.
Right, and we've got places in the world, like in Japan, where people are just forgoing relationships altogether.
Right.
It's an interesting time.
It certainly is. Lewis, at this point, you've said you're not interested in having children. If you accidentally had a kid, you'd probably love the kid. Where are you on marriage right now?
I'm okay with that.
You're okay with marriage?
I am, yeah. I think that is fine if that happens. If it's an opportunity that presents itself, I may in fact capitalize on that opportunity.
This is a big difference than what you've said in the past, is it not?
No, I was only talking about kids. I just strictly children. That was it. I am open to marriage.
I'm stunned. And let me ask in a different way. Are you recognizing that your partners are likely to desire marriage and you would kind of acquiesce, or is marriage something you would be interested in and would seek out on your own? In other words, if your partner didn't want marriage, would that be a problem for you?
I think that I don't know. It depends on the situation, I guess. I can't answer that. It would depend on the situation. It would depend on the person. I could understand in certain situations that person not wanting to get married for some of the reasons we just talked about. So I don't know.
I used to go to weddings of people my age or whatever around my age, and I would actually sometimes feel bad, and I would say, geez, they're really getting into something that's bad here. More recently, though, I've gone to other weddings, and I haven't felt that way. And I used to think that it was something about my view on marriage specifically. I'm now realizing I think I was just going to weddings where the people getting married probably shouldn't have been. And my reaction was not so much to the institution of marriage. It was more to, I don't know that this particular marriage is a good idea. And also, I've lately been going to more non-religious ceremonies, and I think that I view those far more positively than the 45 to 60-minute Catholic mass weddings. I think something about that just puts me in a mood where I feel like this is not a good idea.
I agree. Of the weddings I've been to that have been those brief non-religious ceremonies, I don't know. I think there's just something that feels better about them. But that just could be our own,
our own biases and preconceived notions.
It could be, yeah.
All right. Let's take a break. We have an excellent program planned for you today. We have great audience questions coming up, a great interview. We're going to review some stories follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/dpakman.